One area of our business where we impact the local communities pretty heavily is the school systems. So we work for school systems all over the northern part of the state of New Jersey. We operate their water systems, their wastewater systems. We do a lot of their permitting and compliance work, and we ensure that the water that the kids drink is clean. We go out and do the sampling to ensure that it's not contaminated. And we also treat the wastewater that's being generated at a lot of these facilities as well before it gets discharged to the environment. So we are supporting the local community through supporting the boards of education and the local school systems.
For the finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate in siding, gutters, and much more, call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today.
Good evening, folks. Patrick Morrison in the booth with SimTraX Broadcasting. Stella will be with us just a moment as she measures the banking around the turns. Tonight, the Racing Revolution League arrives at Tennessee and at none other than Bristol Motor Speedway for the SimTraX Mixing Bowl 250. A lot has happened the past few weeks, and a lot of playoff drivers are very nervous about the cutoff line. We'll talk a little bit about that here tonight. Last race was at COTA. If you guys remember anything about that, Trevor Earhart put a clinic on there, put Justice Murphy way in his rearview mirror. Few laps there toward the end, very, very close, but just not enough to hold him off. League leaders here tonight are going to be Robert Rader and Trevor Earhart locking themselves into the Elite Eight. But 7 other drivers are on that cutoff line, and Stella, you know, this is really boiling down to be something quite special here, heading into the Elite Eight with all these playoff drivers.
I do agree. It's going to mean some rough racing, I think, some door-to-door racing, maybe bumper-to-bumper racing.
Yeah, definitely a great place to have it here at Bristol Motor Speedway. If there's one thing you want to do is start flaring tempers right before we head into the final. So let's take a look at what we've got on the track here tonight for Bristol Motor Speedway. 77 degrees on the track, not too bad for this half-mile track, 74 in the air. And let's break down what we've got. 250 laps. Stage break will be at 65. Normally racing around that five lap mark within that limit. It will bring out the caution anyway. That'll be the stage, but not tonight. It will be 10, seeing how small this track is. Fastest times we're getting out there is about 14.5 seconds. 50% on fuel, so these guys should be able to make about that 75 lap mark, but we'll see if any guys go with a little more fuel conservation to get to the end. Of course, the Racing Revolution never runs fast repairs unless it's a super speedway, and we're back to the playoffs. 12 drivers are in the playoffs here tonight. 4 are looking to be eliminated, so it's going to be really, really sketchy out there tonight. Let's see if we can take a quick look at our points running here for tonight. Trevor Earhart and Robert Rader there toward the top, 1 and 2. Are A-OK in the points. Justice Murphy and Caleb Gilbert look like they have it all but one heading for the final 4. But guys who are in the line of fire here are actually going to be farther down around the Parker Johnston, Berube, Richardson, Orlando, and Alex Kenton. And if I am not mistaken, Alex Kenton is not here tonight, so he's got a lot of work to do. He's going to be out of the run, so that leaves Kevin Orlando up. Nick Alves and Grant Thorpe are going to be fighting for their lives to stay above that cutoff line, which I believe is only about 6 points for that line before they don't make it. Qualifying should be wrapping up here momentarily. We got about another minute and a half here, so let's take a quick look at what our times were out there on the track. Right now, Alex Brube was leading it. Raiders second, Justice Murphy sitting third, and Brandon Richardson was fourth. Nick Alves, who's praying for a good run this time, so he doesn't get knocked out of the top 8 here, is going to be locked and loaded, sitting fifth. So definitely an inside line start for him tonight, exactly where he wants to be, but he'll have Ray Linnae sitting on the outside of him. If we have anybody else who decides to come out and try some speed out here, if I'm not mistaken, that is Travis Gilbert. Showing right now him as the American Outlaw. I think he's kind of overrode that one. May have to square that one away, but he will be in the 341 Ford. We saw how well he did there at Michigan, coming away with a third-place finish. Doing A-okay here so far. Right now, fastest time in the room. Wow. Trevor Earhart down to 10th. Hopefully Trevor Earhart's got another lap to put down here in the Black Rifle coffee machine. And it's looking pretty sketchy. All right, boy, look at you guys already lighting up that chat. Love to see it. Already Sonny Poston hoping for Burns to get out here. Jeremy Burns right now has yet to qualify. He'll be probably starting about 15th here in this race. Debbie Smith rooting on the same guy. Ted Rekich, not going to be showing his face here tonight, but I see him out there in the chat. I did race with him on Monday night. Boy, it was fun. He got a Daytona race with a last lap wreck that I nailed, but I got a Dega race after that. If we want to talk about speed, the Monday night race with the Racing Revolution League, I want our eyes to be really fixated on Grant Thorpe. I know he is starting 10th here tonight, but he is... he can save his tires, not just fuel. He can save tires here, so definitely that's going to be something to keep our eyes on for. I know we're going to try to talk to some of our drivers out there when we get the chance, but I want to make sure we get locked and loaded for everybody getting onto the grid here tonight. Let's take a look. Robert Rader there, obviously. Let's get that grid up. There we go. Trevor Earhart and Travis Gilbert in the 341. That'll be starting in our front row. Alex Brube, who had the pole there for a little bit, not quite, sitting third. Robert Rader will be fourth. Justice Murphy fifth. Brandon Richardson sitting sixth. Starting in the fourth row will be Nick Alves with Ray Lane in the 44 machine starting next to him. Matthew Robinson, the newcomer here to the league, getting another top 10 start in the number 1 machine with on the inside of Grant Thorpe starting 10th. Row 6 will be Michael Bennett and Kevin Orlando. Bennett, I bet you he wishes he was starting into the championship run here, but a miss there at Daytona. No can do. Next season for him. Parker Johnston, who made that Road America win, starting 13th, and that's going to be pretty quick for him. He's got to really put the pedal down to the metal tonight to get make sure he saves himself from cutoff. Jacob Sirkovich 14th with Caleb Gilbert 15th, and on the outside row of row 8 will be Jeremy Burns. Big time loss here, starting 16th. Hopefully he can fight his way forward, where Tay McDonald and John Fike will be in the row behind him, and starting in the 10th row will be Adam Bowden. And Kynan Jones, good to see Kynan Jones showing back out here. Being able to get that 85 racing around. I think Kynan Jones is going to be changing his number with Brandon Barrier, but he has not shown up at all tonight either. A lot of work to do out of so many drivers here. Really, who you got your money on here tonight, Stella?
Well, short track, it could be anybody's game. But I did watch the Monday a little bit, and here and there, Grant Thorpe has potential. Justice has potential. But I'd like to see maybe a new person come in so that we can have a new person locked in for the 8.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough. I know it's going to be a shuffle here to get to the Elite 8. I know I sent that thing to you via Twitch because I want to show you that I have the possibility of getting some wins out here on the iRacing circuit. Definitely tough out there for sure, but boy, oh boy, this is going to be an awesome race here, Stella, and I'm excited to see what these guys can do here for the SimTraX Mixing Bowl 250.
Yeah, it should be fun. I mean, it's an old track, but they've made some upgrades. The banking is a little different. They use that PJ1 track bite applied to the bottom groove of the track all the time.
And we're under green flag here. Trevor Earhart, sorry to cut you off there. Want to make sure we get this good launch as we get going. Trevor Earhart looking to go back-to-back wins here. He's going to watch a 341 in his rearview mirror as he takes off here exactly where you want to be. Few drivers shuffling around here, though. Brandon Richardson He's battling on the outside. He's going to be behind Justice Murphy, still knocking around there. But Alves has already lost a position down into 8th. Little touch here. Justice Murphy and Raider, look out. Michael Bennett, little target fixation there and pops him. It looks like Michael Bennett may have some heavy damage. Car's still mobile, though. No broken toe links as of yet. First caution here, and definitely I think a lot what we're going to see here is tires not tacking up as nicely as they need to be. And they're going to be trying back and forth whether they can or cannot stay stuck to the track. I know this originally started in the Justice Murphy-Robert Raider area. And we're going to have to really chase that down and double-check what exactly happened here, because that was got a little messed up. I thought Michael Bennett had it cleared here, but something happened. These two got tangled up. Raiders got nothing to lose here. He's would only gain some positional points heading into the playoffs here, but it looks like Justice Murphy, boom, right there, popped him right on the back. Raider gets turned around here. Justice Murphy, he may have enough points to get through, but Richardson does not right there. He gets a little lick of the back of the 12 here. Let's keep our eyes on Raider. I think he gets the right side of the wall. Maybe he's going to have some damage there. And you see Michael Bennett if he had just held it straight. But I don't know
if he would have been clear.
Yeah, I don't know if he actually if he loosened up there. If Michael Bennett loosened up, and he kind of followed him on around.
From what they're saying, their corner exits until these tires get heated up after 4 or 5 laps, they really need to take care.
Yeah, taking a look here at Michael Bennett, seeing right before he comes up on this wreck here. Oh, he touches the apron. He touched the apron, so it may have loosened him up and slid him on around. Holy cow. So right now, I think a few cars are down pit road at this point. Adam Bowden, Michael Bennett, and Justice Murphy are down pit. So big time loss for these guys. Going to have a hard time getting caught back up here. Yeah, Michael Bennett sitting in the 14 Chevrolet. He is down pit. Interesting to see. I believe these are single pit roads under caution. Green flag, I believe these are dual pit roads, so they'll be entered from either side. I don't think tires are going to be a huge factor here. I think there are only 5 sets of tires for this race.
Yeah, I'm looking here. Looks like Alf's got his place back. He's in 5th. Richardson's in 4th. Berube 3rd. Our outlaw is in 2nd. That's Travis Gilbert, right?
Yes.
All right, and Earhart's holding out in 1st. What happened to Mr. Raider?
Robert Raider. He had to come down pit road as well. Looked like he did a quick touch and go to make sure he had no damage. Only about a 5-second pit stop for him. For Raider here, and he's got a lot of work to do here. He's got a lot of work to do. As you guys see down there in the driver info, you'll see Robert Raider. His number is the 53 will be green, along with Trevor Earhart here. Their numbers will be green. Guys, if you see me pop them up, such as Alex Berube, will be red. Red means they are in the playoff chase. As soon as they are eliminated, we'll go ahead and take those paints off for you on the next race, so that way any drivers that you see that are within chase will be locked up before the red mark. Green is A-OK. Earhart, Travis Gilbert here in the front, Berube and Richardson 3 and 4. This should be a good restart here. I'm wondering what they can figure out here, if anybody kind of, had a couple laps to calm down a little bit and get it going. Green flag is out. Earhart gets a huge jump again. Gets the separation he needs. Let's rotate back here to Nick Alves, who's alongside of Richardson. Richardson gets squeezed away here. Number 1 and Matthew Robinson, seeing if he can hold up top. So far, so good out of the newcomer. 4 spots up for him. But
Parker Johnson is all over the place, though.
Yeah, Parker Johnson. I don't know if he's had enough practice. I know he practices at the road courses. But once you get to these short tracks, you wouldn't believe. You almost got to put 3 times the amount of work into one of these short tracks. Just not enough room to really slide around here at all, Stella. But you do see the banking here at the track. Interesting enough, I think there's kind of some stipulations on the banking of this track, how much it actually is. I know back in the 90s, they were saying this was almost 32 to 34 degrees of banking. Do you have a number for me?
Oh, at one point, they were even claiming we've got the tallest and everything 36 degrees. But like you say, in the 80s, they were called out. Oh, dear. Parker's on the apron.
Oh, yeah. Parker loses a lot of spots here, drops back down to 13th. Honestly, not too bad. That's exactly where he started, so he's just going to have to dial it back here and just kind of calm down a little bit and let the car come to him.
There you go. But now that they've got the progressive banking, you're looking at 24 to 30 degrees.
Oof. I know some of these guys in the next-gen cars' real lifestyle saying the G-forces were so bad. They were having to push the blood back into their head because they were trying not to pass out. Raider getting loose now, so a lot of movement back here in the teens. Place-wise, kind of where are these guys going to land? I mean, I've kind of got my money here on Grant Thorpe. Grant Thorpe or Nick Alves are going to be my go-to guys at this track because Thorpe, he can all of a sudden wait it out here. He'll be solid here for about 20 laps, and then all of a sudden he'll turn on the afterburners and get going here. It's just how long do the tires hold out here on the next gens here. This is going to be big time moves here. Kevin Orlando is below the cutoff line of the championship run. He has to show tonight. He has to get massive amount of points if he wants to get surged toward the front. And I just don't know if he's going to have enough room to get squeezed in.
Well, they ain't hurting to try. At least he's out here doing it.
Definitely for certain. Taking a quick look here. Justice Murphy's 25 above the line. Caleb Gilbert 24 above the line. Jeremy Burns 18. Grant Thorpe is only 7. Now here's where it gets super tight. Nick Alves is only 4 above the line. Berube and Parker Johnston for their win. They are teamed up at the exact same points in 8th and 9th place. Kevin Orlando's 2 below the line. Richardson 2 below the line. And Alex Kenton was a no-show here tonight. I know he ended up with some work trouble through the grapevine, so unfortunately he will be nixed here at this cutoff race, but hopefully we'll see him later on in the championship run to go ahead and get his sponsored car out here for all the viewers to see. So right now, Grant Thorpe still 7 above A-OK, but in front of him, Kevin Orlando, he's got to do really, really well tonight now. I mean, he has to square away a top 5 if he wants to squeeze this one out.
Well, with them being all so close right there, I mean, I'm worried right now about number 9, Jeremy Burns. He's in 19th, and, he's only, in 5th as far as the standings go.
Yeah, Jeremy Burns, he still has a pretty comfortable lead. I knew talking to him when he won Daytona, he said Michigan is where it's going to have to be. He has to win at Michigan. But, we can't look any crazier. I mean, think of it this way. Back in the 1999 race at Bristol, Dale Earnhardt won all the way back from the 23rd position and was pitting on the backstretch, which is really a bad place to be. So he could come from the back of the field, fight his way all the way to the front and and end up winning the race. Now, we won't get into the Terry Labonte spin out on the last lap, though, but there's still a chance here for Jeremy Burns to pull this one out and still make a good place. That way he's a little more comfortable heading into the Elite 8.
Yeah, you mean I meant to bump him. I just didn't mean to wreck him.
There you go. Rattle his cage a little bit. But definitely for certain here as we go ahead and start working on lap 26. Richardson's up 2 positions, sitting 4th. Everything looking good so far. Caleb Gilbert still on patrol here, and the number 44 up 9, sitting 6th. So he is 24 points above that line, and really he's got to be pretty excited about how this is showing here so far. I think that's actually Justice Murphy starting to creep out of pits here.
Hey.
Yeah, almost 7.5 minutes in his pit box. We'll see if that Chevrolet, that All About Bugs number 12, can stay alive out there. 14 gave him one last little lick there at the end. He's following behind him. Justice Murphy, I believe, is the only one not on the lead lap. 23 laps down.
That's correct.
Yeah, not feeling too good about that. Travis Gilbert still holding Trevor Earhart within less than 0.2 of a second here. Very, very close. We may have a new leader here pretty soon, but not without a whole lot of trying. Trevor Earhart likes looking at people from his rearview mirror, not in the front. So, and really, I got to say something, pretty good here about Trevor Earhart. He's feeling pretty confident here in the front. He's feeling, very, very solid. These past couple of weeks, because if you remember anything of the final end of the season, he was on a pretty bad slump here.
Of the regular season, yes.
Yeah, definitely. We saw the Homestead wreck. We saw the Iowa wreck. It got worse and worse and worse here for Trevor Earhart. A little nudge to the wall there. You can see he's having a little bit of trouble. Those tires might start wearing out on him here. So he may have to be a little more conservative. But Trevor Earhart has now all of a sudden started really, really turning it on here in the past few weeks. With a win last week, he may be looking for another one tonight.
Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, because I guess even if you are locked in, why let anybody else get locked in? I would like to make a notice, though, that Rader started in 18th at the caution, and he's in 8th.
Well, I was going to say, he's definitely on the move. I mean, I wouldn't knock anything on a fast driver. You know, he's passing Kevin Orlando, and I'm sure Orlando would rather that 53 car pushing him to the front. Right now, he's running up on a bunch of his 4-star industry buddies here. Kevin Orlando, Nick Alves, and Caleb Gilbert all in front of him. So you're about to see all these guys link up. Sorry about that. You know, and where they're going to go. Rader slides underneath, right underneath Richardson, puts Richardson into 9th, and he's going to continue his charge up front. So big time moves here. We got 4-star industries sitting 4th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's a good clump of cars here. So at least there are a bunch of guys that you can trust that are driving around you, and not somebody, you know, all right, man, go ahead on by and we'll sort it out later, rather than somebody battling you now.
That's true. That's true. It will get him further up there, but you know, but in the same respect, Orlando needs those points.
Yeah, that he does. Each and every lap that goes by, it's going to get harder and harder and harder to squeeze this one away. I know the guys who run the points here in this league, they're going to try to square everything away. That way we can have the latest and greatest points running here. That way we can tell you who made the final 8 here. We at least know that 11 are in the run. Rader still moving his way up to 6th. Grant Thorpe, I said keep your eyes out for him. Now is up 5 positions, sitting 5th. Caleb Gilbert is yet to slow down, and he's in the 4th, up 11 positions. So the so much more to go. But Caleb Gilbert almost two and a half seconds off Berube's back bumper. It's starting to kind of get out of reach for him here a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking though at our chat out there. We have some people that are kind of naysayers for this beautiful race that we have tonight. I mean, okay, we had one right in the beginning, one caution, but we're at 42 now, and that's with one caution, and Kynan is out there predicting 28.
Ooh. Well, I was going to say,
shameful.
Some leagues it might be like that. Berube just got a hold of second, though. I do want to mention that. Alex Berube just passed Travis Gilbert here.
Sure it did. For
second place. As next on the list will be Trevor Earhart. You want to talk about an upset. Right now, Berube's been pretty quiet since Pocono. And he made one heck of a run at Dover, the sister track here of Bristol. And it may be what you see here again is right now, Berube's best tracks he competes at are on the concrete. So let's keep an eye out for the Toyota of Alex Berube and see if the Canadian can get this one into the front, as we are up on the second caution here. And I believe Jacob Surkovich may be in this one. Right now, no can do. Yellow flag is out. Lap 43 shows Jacob Surkovich may be in it. We're going to try to see if we can get a good camera angle here on Jacob Surkovich and see what happened to him out there on the racetrack.
He was all the way in the back. I'm kind of assuming a single car accident? Perhaps going backwards?
Possibly here. I'm trying to see what all we've got going on here. Let's take a look at Surkovich here. Not sure if something's happening here.
A little squirrely. But no.
Yeah, I don't know if he had a problem here. So yeah, something happened to him.
Yeah, he went straight to the garage by the reading of the tower.
Yeah, nothing happening here.
Yeah, I call this
had an issue.
Yeah, I call this no caution. I'm not going to count this one.
All right. Let's see if we can pop her back live here. 2 cautions in the books, and right now a lot of drivers starting to heat up pit lane here. Some have decided to stay out. Travis Gilbert, Raider comes into second. Jeremy Burns, John Fike, and Adam Bowden are all the top 5 at right now.
That's quite the flip.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, only 20 pit stalls per side of this track.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah, so nobody should be pitting on the backstretch. Everybody should be on the front stretch of the racetrack here tonight. So Jeremy Burns up 13 positions, his number 9 Chevrolet. Finally getting his chance here, sitting third. Still plenty of time out there for more, for more bad things to happen. But it's still, we're going to kind of look on the bright side here. I would expect Justice Murphy to stay out and at least get one of his 23 laps back.
Well, shouldn't he get a lucky dog too?
He should. That's what I'm saying. It should push him around and give him a wave around here. I do see Justice Murphy on the bottom, but it may not because the top 5 stayed out. Everyone would have to pit and put him into the lead.
Oh.
But yeah, you would also think the lucky dog would send him around, but it doesn't seem to be that way at this point. Yep, so the woes continue here for Justice Murphy. Fortunately, placing pretty well these past few weeks, especially at COTA. He's already into the Elite 8. He should have no problem there, but this just kind of tightens the strap a little bit heading into the 8. And once you have the 8, you aim for the 4, and that's just more and more trouble.
You bet.
Yeah, you saw Barney pulling out the green flag. He's already ready to get this one going. Stella, the way I'm looking at it here, Raider with a quick stop. He didn't take any tires. He may have given it a quick splash of fuel here.
Even this time? No tires?
Well, he didn't pit at all. He decided to stay out here with Travis Gilbert, Fike, Burns, and Berube. So, good launch here. We'll see how the heat cycling of those tires will be affected on this next restart here. See if we get any kind of a tire spin. Travis Gilbert in the lead. He'll get the first start. He wants to take the outside, and he does. Let's see what happens to the 2 guys front to back, Raider and Burns. Raider rotates up to the top to get a better bite in. Berube taking it 3 wide. Jeremy Burns lets off. Berube pops the wall right around the outside of Fike. Definitely trying to preload for the turn. I don't blame him. But guys who have pit with tires and fuel, Berube and Thorpe, right now, you're about to see what tires are getting ready to pay off.
Yeah, but they need to let him heat up first. That's why I think Berube touched the wall.
Yeah, he may be getting a little loose here, but right now, Raider being the meat in the sandwich as the guys are passing him left and right. Earhart's getting jammed up here, something fierce, behind the 53 Ford. But Kevin Orlando, who pit as well on lap 46, he's got the tires.
He's got the tires, but his butt end is squirreling around.
Definitely for certain. As we can see, we're following along with Raider and Orlando now. Looks like they've got the better of the inside line here at the moment. Berube looking behind the leaders. Grant Thorpe now has the lead. Caleb Gilbert sitting second. Good moves here so far. Not too many laps before we get to the stage. Remember again, is at 65.
Yes.
It's only about 10 laps to go. Very, very fast. You see Earhart getting loose on the way out of the turn. The battle continues for the 21 Chevrolet here. Earhart leading most of the race, now sitting 5th, but we got a lot more race here left to go. And Thorpe riding the outside. Very interesting to see. He kind of rides that high side, letting the tires heat up, doing what they need to do. All the drivers who did not pit, let's go ahead and go over top of them. Travis Gilbert is now fallen down to 10th. Jeremy Burns is now sitting 13th. Raider is sitting 11th.
I think that might not have been a good choice for them.
I would say they may have the upper hand here for a late stop for tires later on in the race. I would definitely here at Bristol, if this starts becoming a caution fest, I would want an extra set of tires. And that's exactly what they're doing, is they're holding on to this extra set of tires and see if we can hold this out toward the end. We've seen Raider do it. We've seen Jeremy Burns do it. These guys feel very, very confident that holding that extra set of tires, could be the make or break of the race.
And I guess they were looking at the fact that in 10, 15 laps, they were going to have a stage caution anyway.
Right.
Okay.
So that would be the time to do it. If these guys come down pit road again and get tires, now there's 2 sets of tires sawed off compared to Raider or Travis Gilbert or Burns not taking tires now. Only a few more laps here left to go here before the stage. Grant Thorpe looks like he's going to bring away a stage win. He doesn't get too many of those.
No.
Yeah, on the year. Definitely the fuel calculator trying to get it done here, but sitting right behind Fike, seeing if he can put Fike a lap down, and he does. Fike going to be battling back there. Looks like Tay McDonald is going to be next on the list, but Tay has got to start picking up the pace here in that 73-4 before Grant gets him here. Let's see if we can take a look out the back. There's Grant. Here he comes.
Ooh, and fast.
Yeah, Grant very, very fast. Tay McDonald's last lap time was a 16:17, and Grant Thorpe's was 15 seconds even. So right now picking up almost a second a lap here, and Tay McDonald goes a lap down. So munching away he is. Grant Thorpe on the rest of this field, just seeming to floss through. But Berube, whoa!
Oh, there was Michael Bennett was backwards.
Yeah, Berube slides to the inside. We'll see if Berube gets the lead. I don't think he will, but that is going to be our stage caution. And 3 cautions here so far. And poor Michael Bennett, not having a good time in the night. He is spinning around something fierce here. Let's take a look at Michael Bennett and see what happens to him here. Let's get this going. Riding on the inside of Ray Lane once again. We saw him nudge that apron before. Net code.
Oh, totally.
Oh.
Oh, shameful. Ah. Wow.
Well, Michael Bennett may have to call iRacing, kind of ask him to tighten up the straps here, because he got a lot of this at Daytona. He ended up with a lot of, when he was battling trying to get into the playoffs. He tried so hard to get in, and then here we go. Yeah.
I mean, not even questionable.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I would say the way it's considering it happening is interesting. His motion up looked like they were going to make contact. I think the part that would probably confuse me on this run here is Ray Lane doesn't rotate up. He kind of holds the line here, and I think Michael Bennett expected him to be up toward the wall. You see the 44 is still here.
Yeah.
So Ray Lane back with the Racing Revolution League, part-time driver here, but you see Ray Lane pops the wall not once but twice.
Yeah.
But he survives the rest of this one. Bowden with some, whoa, man. Might have gotten nudged there just a little bit.
I was going to say that was closer than what caused the accident.
Yeah. But everybody getting around him, not a problem. So everything looks like it's going to stay square.
Yeah, Ted Wreckage is out saying that iRacing definitely needs to address this. The net code has become much worse since the update.
Yes, and I would probably say, Wreckage, correct me if I'm wrong. When Atlanta turned to a super speedway, the net code almost widened by 4 feet.
Oh,
I knew when you and I were here in the
that.
booth.
Yes.
Yeah, you and I were here in the booth. Terrible, absolutely terrible. You know, and then now it's a different. It's kind of a flip flop here. Is you're now seeing just so much closer. That they were just unable to get going. But wanted to give a little shout out here. Kynan Jones is in the lead.
He is.
Yes. Now, he did pit back on lap 46. Looks like 4 tires and fuel for him. He's going to try to stay out here in front as long as he can. He may have taken those extra set of tires earlier. But these guys have probably 20 lap fresher tires out there in the chat. He's already saying he's in trouble.
I'm wondering, do you not know how to lead? You just are so used to seeing everybody in front.
Yeah, definitely looking pretty. He should be okay. The way I look at it, he's going to hit that Geico restart zone. This is his chance to get that half a second, 3/4 of a second, and he can floss around the track the way he wants to and not worry about Grant behind him. So his restart is huge. Huge right now. What happens when this pace car ducks on off, which should be here momentarily. Kynan Jones going to lead us some laps here. Hopefully everything will stay nice and clean. And away we go. There he goes. Gets the separation he's looking for.
Well, Grant Thorpe is going to have a little bit to say about that.
Well, I know Berube is going to try to keep him down on the bottom. That Toyota picking up that speed. Here it comes. Definitely, Berube does not wait for tires to heat up. He's going to start clicking them off here as he pushes his way on through. Terry Earhart, yes, these laps do click off. Definitely fast, fast, fast. Right now, 15.5 seconds between everybody and per lap. But Kynan Jones now falling victim to Grant Thorpe. The fuel calculator's taking over, and he's pulling away.
Boy, but these guys with new tires are driving like they're on grease.
Yeah, definitely. Some of these guys did take another round of tires. Some did not. I would like to go ahead and note Adam Bowden did not. Adam Bowden did not take tires on the last lap 66 pit stop. Oh, kind of making a little contact here with Caleb Gilbert. Up into the wall. Definitely the racing gets tighter and tighter and tighter. Not too much room here on the racing surface. But boy, oh boy, I know we got over 150,000 spectators out there in the stands watching all this one kind of boil down here at the track.
Oh yeah, it's a full run, and you know this track is considered the loudest track in NASCAR.
I sure hope so. It's kind of shaped like a giant speaker.
Yes, being half a mile in length, and the grandstands rise to the equivalent of a 21-story building, so it traps all that sound in there. It's you're looking at like 140 decibels. Of sound. If there was ever a track to wear headgear or earmuffs or something, this would be it. Because that's the equivalent of standing 100 feet away from a jet engine.
Definitely looking pretty loud out there. We are taking a look here at Nick Alves. He's slid himself up into at least 8th position now. He's got a little bit more work to do. He did originally start 7th here. But I know Rader's going to want to get his 4-star industry guys up to the front. Right now, they are sitting 3rd, 7th, and 8th. With Rader sitting down in the 9th. So I know he's not, he doesn't take any prisoners. And he continues the charge. But Nick Alves told me, he says, if I look mad on the camera, that's the game face. Because tonight he's going to have to shine here. And he's going to have to make it really, really count to stay above the cutoff line for the playoffs.
Well, pull in behind Rader and draft.
Well, definitely he's going to try. I know I would probably say Rader's luck at this track, seeing how it started. I don't know if I would want to get it that close.
Well, I don't think it's a matter of an issue anyway, because now he is already half a second ahead of him.
Yeah, they're starting to make that pull away out there in the chat. Patience is asking, can you tell us why the SimTraX Mixing Bowl? I call it the Mixing Bowl. I thought it'd be great because definitely what you start seeing is you see these guys mashing each other up. I've got guys moving from the front. I've got guys moving to the back. I've got guys getting spun around. And, well, now for net code, but why? But, and it's just kind of shuffling back and forth, back and forth. We've got Caleb Gilbert who's moved up 10 positions. But I've got Travis Gilbert who's dropped down 8 now to in the 10th. Justice Murphy, who had a fantastic qualifying time, now down 14 and multiple laps down, 23 to be exact. Matthew Robinson looked like he had a problem, 15 laps down. Ray Lane's down now, 13 positions. But so many guys are moving forward. Grant Thorpe is up 6. Brandon Richardson's up to third. And Alex Berube now has the lead. And Berube now taking off by over 2.5 seconds here off Trevor Earhart, and is now watching that Chevrolet turn into a speck in his rearview mirror.
He is. My heavens, that's a long lead.
Yeah, definitely for Berube it is, but I know concrete is definitely his forte. He knows exactly what he needs to do. How long will his tires hold out? Now, if you remember anything about Dover, he led Dover by almost 6.5 to 7 seconds in a matter of 20 to 25 laps. He somehow had the hookup for his 19 Toyota and was a beam of light. I mean, that's the only way I can describe it. He was so fast out there, but what killed him was a speeding penalty down pit, and then he sped out of pit. So not only did he have to stop in his pit box for 15 seconds for speeding in, but he had to come back and then serve another penalty. But right now we're watching Berube making contact here with John Fike. Fike down a lap already here in the race. I can probably feel why Fike don't want to go down another lap. This is his chance to get back on the lead lap. If another caution comes out, he will be the lucky dog around.
And he should be allowed to race. I mean, he's just the tail on the end of the snake.
Absolutely, and it's I'm glad it's not like the old times, where the lap cars used to be on the inside lane and all the lead cars used to be on the outside. You want to talk about a mashup there. But it was definitely, something to see. But we now start double wide. Guys get lucky dog, they get the wave arounds and things like that. But Berube getting held up big time here, and that's exactly what Fike Need is. We're watching Kynan Jones.
Kiss
Originally
the wall.
leading the race here. Oof! Gets clipped there by Raider. Oh, no. So we see how that happened. Did Raider end up with any damage? Let's see if we can get that drone footage. Looks like everything's A-okay on his car.
Yep.
And I think this may have actually gotten worse. That is actually Travis Gilbert here.
Oh.
So Travis Gilbert also around here on the track. And I'm going to try to see if we can get this wound up for you guys. I know Travis Gilbert is around. I'm not quite sure why he is spun. But this is actually a double incident here. Let's take a look at it. Travis Gilbert on the inside of Justice Murphy. Oh!
Oh, hello.
Yeah, it looked like Travis came up. I mean, I didn't see Justice turn down. But the pace car is out at that point in time. So where did Kynan come into this? Because Kynan actually 180 on the track and the opposite side of the racetrack. Gets caught here. Ray Lane. Doink.
Oink.
And
Oof.
yeah, you gotta say here, I don't know if that's
Oh, and where did Ray go? Did he into the pits?
Yeah.
Okay.
These guys are definitely sliding around here. No, it's not exactly the blessed place they want to be here. So definitely interesting to see. So we're looking at Ray Lane and Kynan Jones here. This is where we see the slide from Kynan. And here's where we, across the track, is Travis. So he's now backwards. So a lot of guys now starting to come down pit. They're going to start shuffling this back together and figuring out, who takes tires. Do you come down for fuel only? Jeremy Burns, John Fiker down pit. They're on their way out now. Bowden actually might have some damage to his car here. Looks like a little damage on the right front of his car. He may have clipped the wall on the way out. So he may be making some adjustments here. Trying to see if we can get anything going here. Let's take another look.
Got several of them that are spending a little bit of time.
Yeah, that we are. We'll kind of keep our eyes out for some of these drivers here. I want to see if I can actually find Matthew Robinson here. Let me see if we can. Let me see if I can pull him down here. Let's see if I can grab a hold of Matthew Robinson. You got a copy on me here, Rob?
What's going on, buddy?
Hey, man, dude, what a wild run this is. I know we have out there in the chat, Jackson Lomax has tuned in, watching you race here tonight. He has not joined you guys yet. Talk to me a little bit about what's going on during the race here.
I mean, it's a lot of everything right now. I hit the wall when I was in 5th place, busted the toe link, and had no steering, so ended up 15 laps down, pretty easy.
So that's what we're looking for, because that was one of the questions Jackson Lomax is asking out there. How in the world did you end up so many laps down? But talk to me here. What's the kind of the key to being fast and staying out of the wall, though?
My line right now is wicked fast. Either that or diamonding it in there every single time. Those are your really only two options. But when you're around guys, you want to be in that top line.
Alrighty, well, green flag, bud. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, we kind of held on to him a little longer than I wanted to.
They're pretty close.
Yeah, definitely. We ended up under green flag with Trevor Earhart now having another chance at Berube. Definitely happy about, for these two guys, happy that caution came out, because now is his chance to hold him here. But definitely a lot more work to do. Raider did come down pit. He's sitting right now in 6th. We see him dicing it up back here, getting around Parker Johnston there, sliding him back another position. He's now going to work on the outside of Caleb, but caution. Looks like Kynan is around again.
Kynan?
Yeah,
What? Dude.
Yeah, I think he's having a little bit of trouble here. I know some things are getting mixed up. I don't want to point fingers because we've seen a couple contacts here and a couple things getting nudged around. So we'll see if we can vindicate what happened here. top side of Kynan. All right, Kynan, let's see what we got here. Rotating on the outside of Bowden here. Whoop. Yeah, see, I can't blame him for this. It looks like Bowden may have rotated up just a little bit. That damage may have drug him a little bit and just kind of turned the 85 here.
Diggity.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if there's one place to be, is not in Kynan's car, because he just seems to be a magnet, unfortunately. And like I said, show me one caution here tonight that's been him.
No. Yeah, but he's in everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Poor dude, I mean.
Yeah, definitely spinning out here. I know Kynan's trying his best to try to stay on the front, but Kynan called how many? 28? We're at 5. But,
yeah.
But we're at 100 laps. I got to admit, I mean, if we were going to have that 28, we'd have to go about 8 to 10 laps and then a caution each time.
Shush.
Well, nah, it's okay. I think drivers like right now, Alex Berube would love to get a break. He would like to get squeezed away here, and it's just not getting enough of that time. Not getting enough to push toward the front. You know, I mean, he's not getting the breakaway. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. He's not getting the breakaway he's looking for here, and it's just getting so much harder to find that room where to go here on the track. But let me see if I can actually find. Where is? I want to find the 24. I gotta talk to him. I gotta find the 24. He said he's in the zone. Let's find out how in the zone he is, and have a little chat with Nick Alves. Nick Alves, you got a copy?
I do.
What a wild run this is. I gotta admit, I see the game face. How we feeling out there?
Pretty good. A little disappointed. I was hoping to get more stage points than 6th place, but I mean, only a couple of playoff drivers got in front of me for that. One being my teammate Kevin. Hopefully both of us can make it through the next round, but there's a long race to go, so far so good, staying out of trouble, and hopefully we can keep it that way.
Oh yeah, you are above cutoff, but Kevin is below. Kevin right now scratching for everything he can. Right now he should be sitting about 8th position right behind you. Definitely looking pretty tough. What are you noticing out on the track is kind of the key to being fast, seeing that you're still in the top 10?
You got a safe tire here. I mean, majority of the guys, if you see them go up high early, they're just burning up the tires. The guys that are going to be fast on the long run, you're going to see in the middle towards the bottom of the track on the turns. Because if you just stay at the top, you're just going to burn your tires up, and towards the end of the run, you're just going to get caught and just get passed.
Alrighty, Nick. Well, we'll keep an eye out for your 24 Chevrolet for Coastal Financial and see if you can battle that thing back into the lead.
Thanks, Patrick.
Back into the lead. That's a hint. Get up there. All right, Nick. See you later, bud.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Nick Alves here. He's feeling pretty. He's got to be in it for this one. He's got to square this off. Right now, he's sitting 7th, but at least an inside start will be good for him. Alex Berube back in the front row with Trevor Earhart. Let's try it again. I know a couple of drivers are going to be kind of bashing their head off the floor. We got a couple drivers out. Sirkovich and Bennett at this point are out. Murphy moves into 18th. And we are back under green. Here we go. Alex Berube into the front. Trevor Earhart will be chasing him. Let's stick to Grant Thorpe as the bottom line seems to be holding. Richardson is outside the cutoff via points here, so he's got to make the moves. Brandon Richardson with the top 5 here. That may be good enough. Parker Johnston is one of them as well. So right now, this clump of 3 you see right here. Richardson, Orlando, and Parker Johnston are outside the cutoff area. And the other driver outside the cutoff is Berube. Actually, I think he's at the line. Alex Berube at the line, still leading this race here. So A-OK. Earhart noticing that 19's rolling high. So Alf says that's not the place to be, but right now 19 got a huge run every time he comes out of that turn. But Rader's going to show him how that line's run. Here he comes. Robert Rader for the lead.
Out of the blue.
Yes, down toward the bottom. We've seen him get in one wreck. Ooh, man, hit a little slide there. One wreck already here with Rader, and then you saw him make a quick clip there of Kynan, who I don't think he knew was backwards. And now Rader, huge amount of speed. Hit back on lap 93. Yeah, I believe the last caution that we had back on lap 90, the second last caution we had back on lap 93, I think Rader came back in for tires again. He may have saved that extra little bit. Now he is starting to pull away, and definitely with extreme
prejudice.
Yeah, no kidding. That's the word I'm looking for. Raider, we're taking a look out of the back of Robert Rader's car here. And it's just not looking good there for Berube, because Berube is starting to watch the lead just leave him here.
Yeah, it was interesting, though, to hear Alv say the top line will wear off your tires, so stay low. And then for Robinson, Matt, to say, Robinson says stay high because it's real fast. And then Nick says, no, stay low, because otherwise you'll burn your tires off. It's like, where the heck do you go?
Yeah, absolutely. And you kind of take a look, and what I'm looking at here is actually Grant Thorpe and how he races. I think I saw him head check the wall to look for a braking point. Grant Thorpe is up 6 positions in his Chevrolet, right now sitting 4th. So definitely a boy from Tennessee. He should be feeling pretty confident here. I would say that about Justice, but we saw Justice getting in a boatload of trouble earlier in the race. Oh man, we got a pass here for the mark. Trevor Earhart getting in the front. Definitely good moves by him at this point. Oh man, Bowden on the bottom of the track. Earhart sliding. Not looking good. Earhart watching everything happen in front of him here. Holy cow, yeah, good battle here so far. Trevor Earhart stays on the bottom, but Grant Thorpe is trying to go lower. Grab a little more section of the track. You didn't think they could get it 3 wide, but they almost tried.
Almost.
Earhart backs out of it, allows Berube to get back in front of him here. So once again, back to the Toyota and 2 Chevys behind him. Earhart definitely keeping a good eye on that Toyota that's rolling around in front of him. That 19, he's got his crosshairs on it. But he's got to be careful. Grant Thorpe is noticing there's a time to strike, but not just yet. 21 looks a little bit like Raider Homestead. Dive bombs it in there, and around he goes. Slide toward the top. Berube catches the wall, but Earhart still got the angle. Grant Thorpe chooses the inside as well. Berube may make contact here with the 77. So Grant Thorpe's got his eyeballs on that 19. And
I do not blame him.
Looking to see if he stays toward the top. Grant Thorpe, good moves here so far, still holding it there. And really interesting to see, it looks like Berube, those tires might be starting to wear off a good bit. But if you want to talk about a wild turn of events, look at Raider. Raider's ahead by 4 seconds here.
Yeah, he's not even on the screen.
Yeah, he is blowing this field away. Caleb Gilbert trying to get a little bit of Berube now. Berube, even with losing all these spots, will remain here in the top 5. Richardson's got a ways to go before he catches him here, before they get caught up. So definitely good moves here so far. Let's rotate, kind of take a peek here and see if Grant Thorpe has anything for Trevor Earhart. Now, like I said, I raced with these guys on Monday. Grant Thorpe, he kind of waits it out a little bit. Once these tires get about 25, 30 laps in, all of a sudden that 77 is going to open up. So Earhart may be kind of considering the same line here, blocking him just a little bit so he can't get the roll out of the turn that he wants. Good so far. Let's get a little closer to the action here. Right now, so far, so good as they are side by side. Heading down the right track here. Concentration, yes. There he goes right around the outside here. Just not enough to squeak by.
Man,
what does
this is
he have
a
for
lip
him here?
fighter.
Yeah, what does he have for him here? Not quite enough. Let's see if I can get that thing chasing him here. Look at Ray Lane. Ray Lane pit on back on lap 80 here. Now Ray Lane's been in a little bit of trouble all race, but this is exactly what Grant needs. Oh man! Contact. Grant Thorpe holds it though. Trevor Earhart a little snug there, and that's exactly what I talked about the Racing Revolution League. Look at how close these two touched. A race by a few inches there. You saw he just barely cleared him, and away they go. But Caleb Gilbert sat back, watched this entire thing happen, and Caleb Gilbert has now slung himself into 2nd position. So the 4-Star Industries team right now sitting 1 and 2, and the BDE team sitting 3 and 4. Awesome job by all these drivers out here so far. But let's rotate back to Jeremy Burns. Now Burns is looking to kind of break into the top 5 here. Still a lot of work to do for him. But he is up 10 positions, so not too bad. So obviously that college dorm room internet is working out perfectly for him. He is lined up, actually, if I'm looking at my notes correctly, he's lined up for the next college series. I think those are Tuesday nights. Yeah, so definitely you want to talk about a squeeze is you start taking about 10 to 20,000 drivers trying out for that, and I think he makes the top 100 and he's in. So definitely out of his split, he's going to have his work cut out for him there, but the Racing Revolution is going to have to be first. There we go. Trevor Earhart may be looking like his tires are gone at this point. Jeremy Burns easily gets around him here. So Trevor Earhart now watching him drive away. Now let's look at some of our times here. Trevor Earhart last pit on lap 66.
There. That I was just about to ask you actually, when was the last time he went in for them to be just driving past him like that?
Yeah, well, let's look at some of these other drivers who pit earlier. Why Jeremy Burns, I think, has so much speed right now? Lap 94, he pit. Caleb Gilbert, last pit on lap 100. Robert Rader in the lead, last pit on 93. So watch the field kind of consider the flop here and which way this goes. Tay McDonald, the last car on the, I thought he was on the lead lap. Well, lap down here, sitting 11th. He is Pat on lap 100. So green flag pit stops are going to start lighting up here pretty soon. Drivers who have not pit: Thorpe, Earhart, Berube, Alves, Richardson, Parker Johnston, Kevin Orlando have yet to come down pit road. So we'll see how all this works out for most of these drivers out there. And really pit strategy where this comes. Now I'll admit, the pit strategy here, there's no right way, there's no wrong way. Obviously you don't want to pit under green because that makes it so much harder to kind of toss up and figure out where they need to get. But we're taking
with a 15-second lap time, yeah, even if you only spend 10 seconds in your stall, you're 20 seconds down already.
100%. We're kind of keeping an eye out there for some of the runs here. What kind of happens at this junction? As we're looking right now at Kevin Orlando sitting 10th in the points and Parker Johnson sitting 9th. Kevin Orlando is going to have to break into at least the top 5, I think, to get above cutoff. Richardson's still sitting 7th. Richardson's down the same amount of points as Orlando. So Richardson's sitting about 3 spots ahead of him here. So I think what I'm trying to get at here is just the how nervous these guys have got to be getting. Time is dwindling down. We got only about 110 laps left to go in this race here. We've got guys that are already multiple laps down. I mean, I would say, Ray Lane, Matthew Robinson. We're looking at, Justice Murphy. These guys, it's out here to run their sponsors tonight. Kynan, he has ended up in so much trouble. Travis Gilbert, he ended up around as well. Fike, we saw a couple bumps and bangs, but these guys who are laps down, something's got to break here. Something's got to happen. And I think what would bother me the most if I were out here on the track is Nick Alves being a lap down right now. Brandon Richardson being a lap down right now. These guys all pit on lap 66. What happens to the guys who have already pit lap 93, 100, 94, or lap 94? They don't have to pit. He's still got to pit here.
But he's going to come in right now.
But that's exactly what they're looking for here. I think Justice Murphy is Bennett again. Not his race here tonight.
No. I'm sorry I picked you at the beginning. I won't do it again.
Now, definitely if it was a road course, I bet you would be picking him there, but not here
would.
Tonight. Yes,
I thought he was kind of on a roll, and I thought, he had a good chance. Almost anybody has a good chance out here when you can run up, 18 places. But now I feel like he had a curse of the commentator.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that so much. I mean, this one may not have been not been his fault. So let's take a look at it and see what he's got here. Looks like he does a little crossover of Fike. Fike way hard in the wall.
Oh.
See?
Man.
Yep.
Oh, look. Synchronized spinning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Justice Murphy just not his night here tonight. Definitely not his night. Hate to see it for the 12 Chevrolet of Justice Murphy. The BDE team will be suffering very badly for what's happening to him here tonight. I know he's ended up in so much trouble, but heading into the next clutch of races, I think everything should be A-okay.
Well, like you say, if they're out here for their sponsors, I could do a real quick, all about bugs. If bugs are bugging you, you should bug them. All about bugstn.com. I'm
Oh, yeah.
sorry. Well, let's see. Hang on. What's Ray Lane sporting?
Hold on just a second. We got Grant
Okay.
Thorpe, Berube, Earhart, and Raider down pit road, so we're starting to heat up here. Interesting to see Raider coming back down pit again. He may be one to save that one extra set of tires. He's taken a few here, and he may try to squeeze himself back out into the front. So I know this is going to be pretty difficult for some of the drivers out there. Raider, there we go. Look at that. He said he wasn't going to be on tonight.
Oh.
Definitely looking pretty solid. You know, let's see if we can get a hold of him.
Does he have new gloves on tonight?
No.
I don't recognize the bright blue ones.
All right, let's see if we can have a little chat with the man, the leader of this one, Raider. Hey, you got a copy on me?
I got you.
Wild run here tonight. You had the lead there for a little bit, but well, I think a couple of these guys will get some wave rounds. You remain in the lead. How's the tire situation going?
Good. Thanks, Trevor. We got involved in a wreck there on like lap 0, basically, and just took it easy from there. And then thanks again, Trevor. And then we ended up staying out on tires there just to see what would happen, and now we're back on tire strategy with everybody else. So I believe we have the same amount of tires as everyone else. So at least I got myself out of the back now. We can race it out and see what happens from here.
All right, well, it's definitely going to be tough. I know some of your four-star industry buddies back there kind of hoping they can put a hook on you there and kind of ride you around the track, but they got some work to do. Nick Alves, I believe, is still a lap down here.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys are a lap down. I think I lapped up to 6th, so we'll see what happens from here. It's about to get interesting with Trevor for sure, I bet.
All righty,
He
man.
was he's the first one lap down. Why did he not get a lucky dog? Because somebody stayed out?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you.
Here we go. All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely trying to get these guys squared away before they get taken off here. You see Raiders, he's got to be very, very concentrated here and got to get out front. He gets the separation. Earhart bumping him before, I think letting him know he was there.
I guess.
Out there in the chat, Rip Justice with a broken heart, definitely for sure. Justice Murphy may be there's more and more damage to his race car out there tonight, but hopefully we'll see if we can tune in and see how he's doing out there. Everybody, I believe, had pit. Ray Lane did not. In his Ford out here, looks like these two may make connection again. Yeah, I think these two had a little run-in earlier in the race. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, definitely, there's good places racing everywhere. Let's see if I can, actually, I think I see something going around Kevin Orlando here. Parker Johnston's trying to get around him again. Orlando with a little faster on the pit stall. Yeah, about 0.2 faster. That gave him another position here. Looks like, yeah, Jeremy Burns having some trouble here.
About 3 of them started fishtailing. I mean, there's something there right before the finish line or right after the finish line that just seems to get these guys.
Yeah, for certain. And it's definitely taking a look at it in multiple different angles here. I would love to see the 4-star industry team do pretty well. But like I said, I'm still holding out for Grant Thorpe in the 77. Blake Simpson is thinking the same thing. That's the number 77's race. Taking a look at him. Right now, he's got nobody around him here. He's going to be looking kind of out that front windshield here. And that's going to be Berube. That's the next person he's got to chase down. But like we have said before, is we're looking at Grant Thorpe. Wait for those tires to lean in, and then he sits everything kind of slow down and be able to tackle this track and let Grant Thorpe really reel him in. Jeremy Burns sitting 7th here. It looks like he ended up in some trouble. Justice Murphy back into the wall. Yeah, mixing it up out here on the track. I don't know if some of these guys is just starting to loosen up there on the track. Taking a look at track temperature, 77 degrees, so it hasn't really changed. Everything looking A-OK, still pretty cool out there on the track, but I just don't know how some of these guys aren't sliding around all over the place. But we got somebody sliding around. The number 1 car, Matthew Robinson, is backwards. We're under caution.
Oh,
boy, good thing for iRacing, because the pace car just murdered him.
Oh, yeah, I have to say, I got that one. I jumped. I thought for sure. So I'm so sorry.
All right, Let's see if we can take a look here at Matthew Robinson. See what exactly happened to him here. Oh, no. Tires Richardson. Look at Justice Murphy. Ah, that boy.
Oh, that side of his car is already gone anyway. So I'm just going to call him Justice Chastain tonight.
Oh. All right, let's see if we can take a kind of a ride along here with Matthew Robinson. Oh. Huh. Interesting, during that slide, you saw almost no steering input there. That was kind of weird.
I was looking at what I thought was somebody going down in the apron in front of him. Maybe it was an optical illusion.
No, you might be right. Taking a look at it here. Let me see if I can find our culprit here of another incident here. Look at you. So observant. Parker Johnston. Clink?
Yes. All right.
Yep, and there's the one.
There's the one. Okay. I try. I really do. I pay attention. I just don't see it all.
Yeah, definitely looking good here so far for some drivers, but not for others. Let's see if we can take a look at it out Justice Murphy's car. Let's take a look. Oof.
Nice.
Definitely good squeak by. Good squeak. So Justice Murphy finally able to avoid one here. Less than 100 laps to go here at Bristol. Pretty solid here so far. Pit stops have happened for some, but not for all. Caleb Gilbert decided to come down pit 159 along with Richardson, Berube, and Kevin Orlando. It looks like Kevin Orlando coming out.
And Jeremy Burns.
Yeah, Jeremy Burns trying it as well. See if we can find old Jeremy Burns down there. Right now, Nick Alves has got to be kind of scratching his head, wondering what it's going to take to get around here.
Yeah, he's dropped down to 9th at this point. But again, one lap down, they didn't let him have a lucky dog.
Yeah, that would probably be something to question if he was, if he had kind of had a beef with this one. It's not looking too good for him right now at this point. I'm not,
Well, heck, at this point, it'd be Tay McDonald's turn if they'd given Alves his last caution.
Right.
But we're fixing to go green.
Yep. Raider in the lead once again. See if he can get away from Trevor Earhart here. We'll see. Uh-oh. Little blink out of Caleb Gilbert. Caleb Gilbert now falls down in the third. Not too bad for him, and hopefully he's going to get a podium position here. It's working on the inside of the 21. Big time moves here so far. Terry Earhart out there in the chat. This place is on his bucket list of NASCAR tracks to go. I would say so. I would love to be here as well. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours for me. It would be good to see. I'm not a fan of them putting dirt on it, though. Not a fan.
No dirt.
Yeah, but I know some of the guys have been asking for dirt. I wouldn't want to take multi-million-dollar cars and go drift them in the dirt.
Well, maybe it's because they call it the last great Coliseum. You know, they want to put dirt down in the middle. No?
Maybe. I know these guys are running some fast laps out here. Right now, best time on the track, I think is 14:67 held by Trevor Earhart. Last lap by Raider was less than 15 seconds. Looking pretty good here so far.
That's during the race lap?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, I have to say wow because the NASCAR lap record is 14.56.
Oh, wow. Okay, so these guys are just a hair off.
Yes, they are.
But still making... Yeah, go ahead.
That's impressive.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
still making up 0.3 of a second at Bristol is almost impossible. So definitely not a fan of the dirt, Terry. I'm with you. So glad we can agree. But right now, Trevor's still trying to see if he can hold off Berube here. Now watch Berube here. If he can get about 4 or 5 more laps, I expect that 19 Toyota to really turn it on here and start reeling him down. Raiders starting to get the separation, but the advantage is gone here at this point. If he's saying everybody is still on tires and they're battling tire-wise, there may be some, maybe a bit of a tussle here, whether they can offset this. Alex Berube came down for the 35-second pit stop, and he still made third. So
He's got a pretty good bodywork team then, because he's been kissing the wall, multiple times. And if he stayed that long, okay. I'm just trying to figure out how he was able to come back to third. Did he pass a bunch of people? Where did he start?
He started third on the restart.
Really?
Yeah, Caleb Gilbert tried to slice underneath of him, but he got it back. Caleb Gilbert is falling down now to fourth. Huge gap here. Grant Thorpe sitting fifth. And Jeremy Burns up to the 6th position. Brandon Richardson sitting 7th. And Kevin Orlando back here with Nick Alves. But it looks like he's got some work ahead of him here. As if I'm not mistaken, my eyes do not deceive me. Travis Gilbert off the racing surface here. And I don't know if Kynan's around again. I was going to say, I just saw these two racing side by side here. That's going to bring out our 8th caution here at Bristol. And not just, we saw how the last one happened. That Kynan was involved in, and there was no issue on his end. Let's see if we can walk through this one. Some guys have those nights where they are that magnet. And right now it's looking like Kynan and Justice Murphy are those magnets. So let's take a look at it top side. Oh, there you go. Wonderful net code.
Wow.
Yes, you saw the 341. It looked like it tail whipped him.
But then to do it 3 more times.
Well, it loosened him up. At that point, we're still in the process of tacking up these tires. It loosened him up, and then around he went.
Yeah, he was fighting it.
Yeah, definitely not a good look here. Let's take a look at it from the side of Kynan's car. And we'll see kind of where it kind of pokes out of the screen. There's the, quote, touch, and this is where it loosens him up. He's got nothing left for it.
Oh, my heavens.
Yep, and Kynan gets to watch them drive away. So right now, from what may have been happening, these two may have been battling long before this. But we'll go ahead and mention here as we're looking at some of the other replay here during this caution, what's going on here. A few drivers have come down pit road, which is really interesting to see. Trevor Earhart is back down pit. Burns, Rader, Richardson, Orlando, Thorpe, Tay McDonald. I mean, a lot of guys coming down pit here.
Very interesting.
Now, seeing how our fuel window is, about that 70 to 80 mark, I'm wondering if they're going to try to squeeze this thing. I think they're still outside of range. They may be,
to go to the end?
Right, yes. They may be gambling on a few cautions here, save some fuel, and squeeze this to the end.
Well, at this rate, that's a good gamble.
Yeah, there's still some work here to be done. Alex Berube behind the pace car right now. Let's see if we can grab another one of our drivers out there. I know somebody who's pretty nervous right now, and I don't want to pressure him too much, but I've got to talk to him here. Kevin Orlando, you got a copy?
I think so. How you doing?
Oh man, dude, how are you doing? Let's start with that.
Oh man, she's sweating right now.
All right, well, definitely looking pretty close. I don't want to pressure you too much. You are 2 points under the cutoff line. Parker Johnston is ahead of you, and Berube is as well. What's the key to kind of getting your way here toward the front?
Cross your fingers and hope that one of them wrecks.
Yes! Yes!
Well,
that's about all I can do, man.
Most of the cautions are behind you, though, so you should be feeling pretty confident that everything should stay clean in front. So I don't know if a wreck would happen here in the front. Is there anybody you could drive around that you're like, if I can follow this guy, we should be A-okay?
I can't keep up with anyone, man. This is not my track, so I'm just happy to be where I'm at.
Righty, Kevin. Well, if you remember anything from Monday, watch that 77 and follow him.
I'll give it the best shot I can.
All right, Kevin. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Kevin Orlando sitting right now, 6th position on this restart. Green flag's out, and away he goes. Trevor Earhart will be to his inside. Definitely wants to put him behind him as fast as he can. Outside line seeming to stick for him at this junction here. It looks like Kevin Orlando 176 is the last time he pit. So around the outside he goes.
Doing a good job of following Grant.
Yeah, okay. Berube was able to get the jump, got about half second there on Raider. Raider may run him down here. Can Thorpe try to get a hold of Raider? Raider kind of watching him walk away. Oh, man. Orlando gets a little nudge here. Caleb Gilbert gets a piece of it. So 2 of the 4-Star Industries team make contact. They've got to be careful here. Got a few more drivers out of the race. John Fike and Adam Bowden have checked out of the race. Definitely too much damage to continue. So Murphy now has gone from dead last up to at least 16th, still being 25 laps down. Good idea to hang in here for the race. Kevin Orlando watching his top 5 spot almost get taken away from him here. He still has a little wiggle room, sitting 4th. This would be a perfect spot for him to finish now. Oh man!
See,
Yep.
right by the line there. It's there. I swear, there's somebody put oil on the track.
Yeah, definitely. You see, it's just that same spot that everybody definitely keeps slicking up here. It's just not enough. Kevin Orlando, as long as he can stay here, everything's good, because he will have almost a second and a half before Jeremy Burns can find him. There's Jeremy Burns way back there. So as long as Kevin Orlando can keep a good pace here, he should be able to get separated. Caleb Gilbert, we saw him get a little nudge there by Kevin Orlando. Looking good there so far. I know I would probably say Berube with a win here. It's going to look pretty solid for him. It may push Nick Alves down, and Kevin Orlando's still going to be out of the running here.
Yeah, but Raider's only a quarter of a second behind.
Yeah, we're actually going to rotate up. Actually, let's take a look at Raider. As knowing him, a man not for waiting. 53 Ford Chapman Environmental Services car down toward the bottom. Seeing if he can put the Toyota behind him, but Berube, a lot of success up top all night here. Has fixed some damage on the right front of that car, able to square it away. The last pit stop was, like I said, 35 seconds back on lap 142. But he falls victim to the Robert Raider, who pit on lap 176. So definitely a new set of tires here for Raider, and he's going to see if he can put the distance between him and Berube. Berube still doing a good job here so far. Like I said, concrete is his friend, as the battles still continue out on the track. Alves did get one of his laps back here. So Alves back on the lead lap. McDonald will be next. Yeah, they may have had some trouble there. That last caution, they may have figured out something wasn't going ahead and ticking off here. Parker Johnston down 2 laps right now. It doesn't matter how many cars he passes. He's got to get ahead of Tay McDonald to get one of his laps back. But I don't think that's going to matter. He's going to need about 3 more cautions to get back out in front. So far, so good for Orlando to continue his charge for the front spot here. He's got to figure out how to get above this line. Richardson's doing even better, sitting 6th. But Richardson and Orlando are tied for the same position, but only separated by 1 position. So I can't wait to really the end of this race, and we're going to talk about how the playoffs mix up in this one. That's why, also, there you go, for my wife out there asking why I called it the Mixing Bowl. This is going to be the biggest slosh of the entire run here, because when you have 5th and up, that's going to be the mix-up of where these guys are, where they are. Earhart and Raider are already clinched. Murphy, Gilbert, and Jeremy Burns are at least 18 points over the cutoff line. The rest of these guys are within 7. So the top 5 is A-OK, squared away. But Richardson here, he's got to turn and burn here to see if he can squeak past. Parker Johnston, he's going to lose some positions here. Orlando Richardson almost there, but Berube running as high as he has been. Has a decent shot, but talking about Berube, first to 5th.
He's down to 5th.
Yeah,
yep.
1st to 5th. Orlando has lost his spot down to Trevor Earhart, and Grant Thorpe trying to reel him in here, only about half a second behind.
Yep, and he's got a fan out in the chat. Blake Simpson says this is 77's race.
Yeah, so we'll kind of keep our eyes out on that. I kind of put it in the corner. Grant Thorpe may be running the lucky sevens here tonight if he can get his way toward the front. I know Raider doesn't like going down. I know a few extra playoff points. I think he gets 3 more, even though he's clinched into the next round. So he'll almost be able to coast into the championship 4. Championship 4, of course,
Must be
being
nice.
at Phoenix. I know from last year, Phoenix is very, very good to Raider. Next week, we head to Kentucky for the Green Energy 201. So we head back to a 1.5-mile cookie cutter track, and that's going to be, once again, probably in the Raider, Jeremy Burns area, if not Trevor Earhart. So a lot of these guys that you are seeing in the right positions points-wise, it's just continuing to stockpile up good areas for them to be.
Kentucky, I don't think we have, or at least I've never seen a Kentucky.
Nope. First time
Okay.
heading
Okay.
to Kentucky, and then I believe after that, if I am right, Talladega and then Darlington. Oof.
Ooh.
And Darlington being that cutoff for the next 4 guys. You want to talk about another squeeze?
Lady in Black.
Yep, Lady in Black. Oh yeah, the track that is too tough to tame is going to be attacking, but not before Kentucky and Talladega.
All right. That'll be fun. Those will be familiar.
So Grant Thorpe was running down Raider, no longer. As now we're keeping an eye on Trevor Earhart getting around some lap traffic. Earhart down by just about a second. Raiders now still chopping through the field. See if we can kind of look ahead. Nice, clean track for at least 5 seconds, 5 to 6 seconds ahead of him here.
And he likes clean air.
Oh yeah, that's definitely working out for him. Definitely we can hear from his throttle positions and his braking area how they're having to do. Now you would think here, Stella, looking just at the track and the shape, this track should be almost symmetrical. It should be almost the same size, but it's not.
It's not.
Yeah, definitely. Taking a look here at the track map, just kind of a little show. You actually see on the right side, it's actually squeezed a little tighter.
Little pinch here.
Yep. So you'll see a lot of guys through 3 and 4 say they appreciate that turn more. It doesn't require as much braking. They can almost drive through the turn. But through 1 and 2 that you see here, a lot more brake is required.
Ah, which could be why they all keep hitting it at the finish line there.
Yeah, definitely for certain. But that 1 second lead, Raider clips the wall a little bit, now down to 3/4. Earhart trying to hold him in here. I don't know if Thorpe, if something happened here, if he burned his tires up and got a little overzealous trying to get a hold of Raider here. So it's starting to squeeze down. We're coming down to just over 35 laps to go here. And this is really starting to be a big pinch for a lot of these drivers.
Yeah, I think watching them run, the fact that it is such a short track. I'm just amazed at how fast each lap goes. I mean, it's like, okay, they just passed it, and we'll sit here and take 3 breaths, and these guys are coming back through it again. The concentration that's got to take, to maintain. There you go, a whole lap.
Yeah.
Just focus. I'm just amazed at the focus with these guys. Hey, that's Nick in 5th.
Yes. Nick has got a top 5 spot for him. Like I said, he is above the cutoff line, but continuing to keep his charge forward will keep him higher above heading into the Elite 8. Right now, Alex Berube has dropped to 7th. So rolling back, Berube continues here. If this thing stays under green, we're about to figure out if some of these guys' pit strategies are going to pay off. Berube last pit on lap 159. There's no way he can make it to the end. That'd be almost 100 laps on the same tank of fuel. So Berube may still have to pit. Everybody else on that 176 mark, except Caleb Gilbert. I think Caleb Gilbert also pit back on lap 159 as well. But Caleb Gilbert's already a lap down, as well as Jeremy Burns. So big
Yeah,
shuffle here. Right now, if you're out there and you're not top 5, this is going to be pretty tight.
Yeah, it's amazing how many, how far up the line of cars. I mean, from 8th down is a lap down. And I think, if I'm calculating right, Berube's fixing it to go a lap down too.
Yeah, Berube may be in danger. We're taking a look at that 19 Toyota. Right behind him there is Raider. Definitely looking pretty close. Definitely don't want to see that happen. Tay McDonald now down 2 laps here. Definitely, man, if there's one thing that's happening here on the track, Raider's on a tear. Gets around Ray Lane, gets around Tay McDonald, now going after Berube. Next will be Kevin Orlando after that. So right now, when these two are battling side by side, it's like, hey, bud, saw you about 30 laps ago. I'm going to pass you again. So definitely, not what you want to feel. It's definitely a morale killer for sure. But taking a look, Ray Lane put back on lap 148, and yet he remains out here on the track. So I know I would expect Ray Lane to be just about out of fuel here. But he continues out there on the track.
Maybe he's gonna be the rabbit that tells everybody when it's gonna run out. Ooh.
Yep, Ray Lane getting into it there. Raider had to check up because Berube was getting a little too tight getting into the turn. And I think Ray Lane saw it a little too late, but no problem. Looks like Raider continues here. Raider still leading this one. Kevin Orlando will be the next victim. So right now, the top 5 are the only ones on the lead lap.
Wow.
Yeah, pit strategy may have come in clutch this time, as Raider's doing his best to stay out on the track and hopefully keeping this one green, as we only have 25 laps to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors out there, Extreme Ultimate Siding and Gutters, Butt Kicker. Want to give a shout out there to Chapman Environmental Services. Go ahead and tell me about them there, Estella.
Sure, because they provide integrated environmental management and consulting services. They do permitting, field sampling, and broad spectrum regulatory compliance. If you want more information, visit them at chapmanes.com.
Oh yeah, definitely looking good out there so far. And also for the sponsor of the track here tonight, SimTraX Broadcasting, of course. SimTraX Broadcasting. Experience the thrill of sim racing with SimTraX, the cutting-edge broadcast production company. We make your league come alive with very high energy, knowledgeable coverage you won't find anywhere else. We at SimTraX Broadcasting are a proud sponsor of the SimTraX Mixing Bowl 250 here tonight. Robert Raider still leading this one with only 22 left to go at the line. Trevor Earhart will be chasing him after this, still almost 3.5 seconds behind us. I think right now we are back under caution, which is exactly what Trevor Earhart needed.
Was that Berube in the wall?
Yes, Berube was backwards. Lap 182, Parker Johnston ended up with some trouble. But that should have been Berube. We saw her bringing out our 9th caution here of the night.
Oh, look. Sorry.
So we'll take a look here and see if Berube and if it was a single car issue or multiple. Let's take a look at it. Top side. Travis Gilbert in the front, 19 on the bottom. Tay McDonald, 73, and Kevin Orlando on the outside. Oh, Kevin.
Yeah.
Boy, we talked Kevin Orlando. 19's around, 27 just goes in and shoves him the rest of the way and fires through. Realizes he's got nothing for him here.
Well,
so Kevin
barely lost momentum.
Yeah, Kevin Orlando last pitting on lap 176. You want to talk about a wild turn of events here. You want to talk about pit stall times. Right now is going to be the make or break of the race for a lot of these drivers. And some of them, speaking of which, let's talk about who is pitting, and everybody who is on the lead lap is coming down pit. Raider, Earhart, Thorpe, Richardson, and Alves are down pit.
Okay.
Yep, Caleb Gilbert should be getting his lap back here. I don't think he'll be assuming the lead. I think he got around Caleb Gilbert, but I'm unsure. But Caleb Gilbert last pit on lap 159. If he goes back out there with everybody else being on the lead, with them being on the lead lap and him as well, he is going to be at an extreme disadvantage tire-wise.
Yes.
So big switch up here as we're going to keep our eyes out there on the track. Definitely Turning and burning here. Let's see if we can grab a hold of one of our drivers out here. Oh, man, I was going to, but right now, pit road is lit up.
Yeah, everybody else except Parker Johnson just came down pit road.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Fuel mileage, Terry Earhart. Yeah, definitely. Like you were saying, fuel mileage being one thing. Yes, like I said, I've been told through there and kind of racing out there myself. Kind of really about that 75 lap mark is when these guys are going to be running out of fuel. But if we end up, let's say, caution after caution after caution of guys trying to gun it and win this thing right here at the end, these guys may run out of fuel and they may just barely scrapping. And the last thing I would want to be is out there on the track as the only person without fresh tires, because you are going to fall off and you're just going to watch the entire field just sling right past you. So right now, everybody coming down pit road is the right move. It's got to happen. Appreciate you out there, Chuck Fletcher. I will see you on Sunday. Don't take my word for it, though, bud. I don't know if you made the qualification for Talladega. I hope you did, because I'd like to see you and the Big Show admin team on Sunday really duke it out there at Talladega in the Gen 6 cars, man. Be looking forward to that one. So far here in the front, Raider Thorpe, Alves Richardson, Trevor Earhart with a slow pit stall time, which is really confusing. His pit stall time was actually 10 seconds, while everybody else was around 15, so he may have only taken right side tires here, yet Earhart's fallen down to 5th. So interesting to see. Chuck Fletcher out there in the chat. Appreciate you, man. Everybody out there. Terry Kynan, I know you're out there going ahead and chatting it up. Sonny, I see you out there as well. Ted Breckage, boy, every one of you guys, and especially you, Jackson Lomax. Appreciate you guys joining me here tonight. 16 laps to go at the line. Robert Rader in the front with Nick Alves behind him. Here we go.
Go.
Green flag is out. Looks like a car ducked on off the track, but I want to stay up here in the front. Grant Thorpe, I don't know if there was a tire slip or if this is a little camaraderie here. Grant Thorpe's in 6th in that playoff run with Nick Alves 7th. So if Nick Alves can get a second place position here, this is going to give him a nice, comfortable, squishy area heading into that Elite 8. But he's got 15 laps to watch the rest of the cars behind him kind of kill each other as he stays out in front of the fuel calculator, Grant Thorpe.
Yeah, because we're still having people touching off the walls with those new tires again.
Brand new tires, warm track out here. This is going to look like just like the race immediately just started. Brandon Richardson out here looks like he's almost in a 3-wide condition as Jeremy Burns looking to pick up a little more pace here. Sitting 7th at this point. I know Burns is a lap down. If another caution comes out, he will be the lucky dog around. Get back on the lead lap again, and then maybe, depending on when and if there's a caution, be able to fight his way toward the front. And that is the caution they're looking for. Tay McDonald is around. Here we go. Trevor Earhart's mashed up. The 27 of Kevin Orlando needed that. Kevin Orlando a lap down, and I believe Jeremy Burns will be our lucky dog around as our 10th caution has come out.
Wow.
Nick Alves did fall victim to Grant Thorpe. Nick Alves will be starting 3rd, but that's okay. If I were Nick Alves, that's exactly where I want to be. Let's line up behind Raider, and I'll be able to get the jump, and he'll actually might have a nose in front of Grant Thorpe at the restart.
And was Earhart involved in that? Because I thought I just saw him down on the apron.
Yes. Earhart was involved in that spin out there. And I know we're going to kind of break it down to what happened here. I know it was definitely a nasty one. I don't know if he's broken a toe link.
Oh.
If he has broken a toe link, that is going to undo it here. But I guarantee you, he is lit up on that one. We'll give his camera some time to cool down. Let's take a look at it from the top side here. Looks like Earhart starts getting a huge run here.
Oh, and gets loose?
Do what?
Oh.
Let me roll this back here a little bit. See if we can get a better angle of what in the world is going on. Coming through the turn here. Synchronized slide.
Yeah.
And then 21 kind of hooks. 19 trying his best to get out of there. Looking toward Justice Murphy. Not again.
Watch, though. No. He squeaks.
Clink, clink.
Yeah, but...
Matthew Robinson into the 73. Kevin Orlando into the 21.
I mean, Matthew, they were sharing cabins. I mean... Oh, wow.
Yeah, that looks like that left front may be broken on that car.
Well, it won't take long to tow. He's right there next to the truck.
Yeah, well, this pit crew's going to have to get out there and push him the rest of the way around. Not good here for the 21. I will say, I thought broken toe link. Nope. He made it.
Hey!
Out he comes. So Trevor Earhart, been running up front all night. May have to settle for 9th. Lap down. Burns is going to be in the lead, or on the lead lap. I want to get ahead of myself. Getting on the lead lap. Berube was involved in that one. So Berube, I believe, is coming down pit now. Heavy damage to the right front of that car.
Front, back, side.
Yeah, taking the look from this angle, that may be a broken toe link. That wheel is shoved into the back of that fender. No fast repairs here, so he's going to be licking his wounds and heading on to the next round.
And Kynan's out there saying, woohoo! It was only in front of me.
All right, Nick Alves, this is his chance to shine, but he's got Brandon Richardson right next to him. I'm getting everybody woken up there. Did you see that?
Yes, what happened?
Yeah, pace car lights are still on, but I guess everybody decided to start goosing it there just a little bit. Pace car lights should be off this time around. Double file they go. And you really wish that number 12 of Justice Murphy was on the lead lap because he's in wonderful position right now.
Do you know that's exactly what I was looking at? Going, what in the world is he doing way up there?
Definitely can't miss that All About Bugs Chevrolet out there. But staying in the lead, Chapman Environmental Services Ford, number 53, Robert Rader, going to take us to hopefully the last restart. 6 to go at the line. They're ready. Let's go. Rader in the front. Alves, exactly like I said, exactly where you want to be. Get that jump. 4-Star Industries, 1, 2, and 4. But looking for third is Caleb Gilbert. Sliding around. Remember, everybody's on new tires. Here we go. Alves might be victim to the 77. Here he goes. Grant Thorpe is around.
Yep.
Grant Thorpe now into second. Robert Rader is now going to be next in his sights. Rader makes a block. Crossover. Grant Thorpe toward the bottom. And now Rader's going to be looking out his driver window past the net at the 77 creeping on him. But Rader holds it to the floor as we got 4 to go. Here we go. Grant Thorpe. Can he watch the 53? Obviously, it looked like Rader came out with some sort of speed here and has picked up his fastest time in Section 1 with a 7.3 turn. So between turns 1 and 2, the fastest he's run all night, there it is. Rides the wall, and he's continuing to stay out front. Half a second he has here as we come to the line with only 2. Last lap was a 14:58 fastest on the track. He just landed his fastest time in Section 2 with a 7:24. He is not showing any sign of slowing. Last pit on 2:31. 2 laps to go. Grant Thorpe sitting second. Alves in the third. Alves trying to see if he can get himself a podium position here. Caleb Gilbert already comfortably in. So far, so good. Richardson looks like he might be able to make the cutoff into the playoff spot. So Richardson's going to be in the hot seat right now as Robert Rader brings the checkered flag. Grant Thorpe sitting second and Nick Alves third. Holy cow.
Woo-hoo. Nice.
Big mix-up. We'll see how this lands. Orlando a lap down, sitting 7th. Earhart a lap down, sitting 8th. Wow.
That was a mixing bowl. I give you that.
Wow, definitely awesome job by these drivers right here. Excellent job.
Smile for the camera, gentlemen.
Let's take a look at our race results here. Oh, let's make sure we get a good shot here of our race winner. Oh, here we go. Man, oh man, oh man. Robert Rader coming away with the win. It just win after win after win after win. You know, it's just something's going on here. That 53, how in the world did the last 3 laps here?
He owned it.
You're right. Just he placed his fastest times. And if I'm looking at it right, I think he had the fastest lap on the track for all night.
Wow.
Yeah, he ran a 14:58, 14 and a half seconds. He was the fastest all night, and especially right here in the last parts of it. Now let's take a look at those race results one more time.
All right.
And that should be our top 20 drivers that showed up out there on the track. Sirkovich had a problem. We saw Michael Bennett get spun around. I know Bowden, Fike, and Murphy just not their night here tonight. Ray Lane looking pretty good. So we'll talk to the man with the grip hack, Raider.
Matthew Robinson was in 15th. Sorry.
Yeah, Matthew Robinson sitting 15th at this point. Yep, looking pretty solid there, and we'll look at the points here as they get them wound up. Let's take a look at what they were before the race. Earhart is actually ahead of Raider. This may actually flip-flop that run.
I would assume so.
Yeah, definitely with the win. Earhart ended up 8th and a lap down for the mix-up here. So we'll see how that plays out. Just out of curiosity, let me see if we did this. Yeah, definitely got a little moving around here to do, but that is A-okay. Appreciate you guys staying here. I know everybody says that 53 has got a grip hack. He swears he doesn't. But definitely a good run here right at the end. That was excellent. That was excellent. I'm so glad to see Nick Alves coming in that top spot here for the run right at the end here. That was just that was awesome. I'm glad he pulled through here, Stella. And really, I called Grant Thorpe winning it, but second place is going to have to do for him here tonight.
When you're up against Raiders, sometimes second place is the best you can do.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out there for when these guys square away all the points. But let's go ahead and talk to our some of our race winners here. Let's go ahead and talk to him. Nick Alves. Dude, third place, not too bad.
I didn't expect this after halfway through the race, and I was a lap down trying to get my lap back.
Yeah, definitely certain for certain there. I know when you restarted back behind Raider, I knew that's probably where you wanted to be than lining up on the outside.
Yeah, both restarts at the end, really. Me and him just worked together. Obviously, being teammates, he counted me down on the restarts. That's why you've seen us both basically just hook up off the restart, and then it was kind of just conserve, don't do anything stupid, really. And I knew Grant was fast, and I knew Grant knew like he was already safe, and he knew I wasn't going to do anything silly either. So just let him go right by. I wasn't really racing him. I was more worried about Richardson, who was in 4th or 5th at the time. I don't know where he finished. I think it was 5th or 6th.
5th place,
but
yep.
That's the one I was really worried about. I knew if I just finished in front of him, I'd be moving on to the next round.
Yeah, definitely looking pretty good. I knew you were pretty close to the cutoff, but look at it this way, Nick. You moved to the Elite 8 heading into next week without a win on the year. I mean, that's consistency. You know, you're not winning every time, but your consistency has made you this far. We head into Kentucky, Talladega, Darlington. Can you give me one that says, this is the one? This is where I come out with the win and secure your spot in the championship 4.
Kentucky, I can get a top 5. Talladega, I'd say I'm pretty close to. I can probably win that one. I mean, you look at Daytona, the first Daytona we went to. I was in first place coming to the line, and then got wrecked out and finished outside the top 10. This past Daytona, finished second, which was because of a wreck fest. But fun fact, also really quick, I'm actually second in the league on average finishes. So basically no wins, but the finishes are there, which are helping a lot. But a win would definitely help in the next round to make it to the championship 4.
All right, well, definitely keep an eye on that. I know you're definitely you're really trying to squeak in. I know you don't want to make it by the skin of your teeth here. You want to definitely say. Heading into Talladega, you're like, man, I'm already in the championship 4. It just takes that load off. You're like, man, I've got this, no problem. But it's just getting closer and closer, and the belts, the belt strap's getting a lot tighter here. And it's just where can we get that break? When can we see that Coastal Financial 24 car in victory lane?
Definitely has to be Talladega. I mean, I don't want it to be Talladega. Like you said, you want it to be Kentucky. So there's only be one of us that's not going to be sweating the whole time at Talladega, and hopefully that will be me.
Well, definitely. We'll keep an eye out for you, man. I definitely want to see. I want to see in victory lane. I know it's harder. I've raced with you guys in to me, I can hardly keep up. So I don't know how you guys even stay clean, keep running forward at a constant pace. But it is quite impressive. Nick, give me your shout-outs because we got to get you ready for Kentucky.
Quickly, big shout out to you guys, Patrick, Stella. You guys do an amazing job. This wouldn't be as much fun as it is without you guys. Watching the broadcast and replays back has always been a joy for all of us drivers. Also, a big shout out to our actual main sponsor, Chapman Environmental Services. Also, Coastal Financial, my main sponsor. And then I got to give a big shout out to Four Star Industries. I know today wasn't really the finish that Kevin was looking for. I'm hoping he made it through, but Rob and Caleb, we all work really well together, and big shout out to Rob on those last 2 restarts, helping me out and get me a podium finish.
Alrighty, well, as you guys tally up the points, we'll figure out who did and did not make it. I know Berube is above the line, but he ended up 9th. Right at the line, tied with him, Parker Johnston's ended up 11th. But Kevin Orlando ended up behind Richardson by 2 points, or by 2 positions at least. Richardson ended up 5th and Orlando 7th. So unless something squeezes or something happens, we'll have to see, man. Now we'll definitely keep an eye out there for you because I know you guys are tallying it up now. Nick Alves, good luck to you, bud, and I will see you next week.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a great night.
You too. All right. Nick Alves' 3rd place finish here tonight. That moves me to our 2nd place finisher, Grant Thorpe. And, we haven't talked to Grant a whole bunch here. He definitely, he has his moments. Grant Thorpe definitely has his moments, and he's got to be feeling pretty good about tonight. I know he is already one of those guys who was in the line of fire here, but he was able to definitely hold it down. I saw what he was able to do there on Monday, and he does it here again on Wednesday. So, Grant Thorpe, talk to me a little bit about the race here tonight.
So I kind of came into it with the game plan of just staying on the bottom, stay married to it all race. If people were running the outside, they'd burn their stuff up. So I just kind of let people go as they went around the outside and waited on them, and they came back to me eventually.
Oh, man.
Rob and Trevor, they never came back.
How can you say that? You and I raced with Ted Rekich, and the bottom line was not your friend. You walked right around everybody after about 20 laps in and picked up almost half a second a lap. What was the difference between the trucks and the next gens here?
Really, it's just so much looser on exit in these. Just kind of have to hang on to that for the first 5 or 10 laps, and then it transitions and gets super tight in the middle of the corner. So just kind of have to manage your right front and try not to burn it off. Honestly, I didn't do that great of a job of that. I was losing a couple tenths by the end of the run to Rob and Trevor, but overall, did a decent job, I'd say. I'm happy with it.
The way I am looking at it here, via playoff points wise, you should be locked in for the Elite 8. How's it feel?
Feels pretty good. I was definitely a little nervous coming into this one, with it being Bristol and all. I've been to many races here, witnessed a lot of chaos in person. Just happy to not get taken out by said chaos.
Or being on the dirt.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'll definitely
Had to bring that up, huh?
Yeah. Well, definitely for certain. But let's look at where we head next time. Since you are in the Elite 8, you'll be bringing hopefully the 77 Tennessee car out that time. We head into Kentucky and Talladega up next. How confident are you feeling in those 2 tracks? And are we going to see another podium position?
I hope so. Probably more likely at Kentucky than Dega. Dega, there's late tracks I just don't have very good luck. So we'll see what we can get going at Kentucky and put ourselves in a good position. Hopefully build up a little bit of a cushion going into Dega, and then I believe it's Darlington.
All right, man.
Stage, so we'll see how it goes.
Awesome. Grant Thorpe, congratulations on making it into the Elite 8. I'm going to kind of wait on the rest of these guys for those points and confirm that everybody made it in. If I am taking a look at it, there's the update. Hey, bud, you've made it into 4th.
Sweet.
Yes. So right now, you are locked in for the Championship 4 over Jeremy Burns, who is right now sitting in the 5th position. Very, very, very close here. It's gonna be tight, man. So I wish you the best of luck, and I will catch you next week right after you give me your shout-outs.
All right, really just to the team guys, VDE and TriStar. Just always a ton of fun racing with those guys. We were missing a few today. A couple dropped out early due to some incidents, but just always a ton of fun racing with them. And also thanks to you guys for putting on such a great broadcast week in and week out. Couldn't do it without you.
All righty. Thank you, Grant Thorpe, and I will catch you next week, brother.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
All right, everybody. There's Grant Thorpe. Boy, oh boy, oh boy! What a run by him tonight. I almost had the guaranteed win. I know I'm going to get an earful from Robert Rader for taking that cut here, not making it. So from what I am seeing, cut off lines, if I am reading this correctly, our guys who have made it into the Elite Eight: Trevor Earhart, Robert Rader, Caleb Gilbert, Grant Thorpe, Jeremy Burns, Justice Murphy, Nick Alves, and last but not least, Alex Berube. It's showing Alex Berube should have made it here, sitting 8th position. And it looks like Kevin Orlando, Brandon Richardson, Parker Johnston, and Alex Kenton have been eliminated. Boy, oh boy, and that's going to be tough. A lot of people with a broken heart here on that one, but somebody who does not have a broken heart, Robert Rader here, our race winner, yet again. Here he is. Just win after win after win after win, and he gets another one here. Rader, talk to me about this race. Any doubt in your mind for any sort of a loss here?
Yeah, a lot of doubt, actually. Bristol is historically not a very good track for me. I always seem to end up in something or have somebody else who's faster than me, or it always gets away one way or another, and this one started off terrible, so I ended up in a wreck on lap -1, and then and then it all just kind of fell right. I didn't take tires and stayed out of trouble, so I let everyone pass me there, and then that extra set let me drive through the field back up to the front, and I think I lapped everyone up to 5th or 6th, and that was really the turning point of the race, because at that point it was much easier to manage everything. So yeah, man, I can't believe it turned around the way that it did after how it started, honestly.
Yeah,
Pretty
definitely mixed everything up for certain. You know, just looking at it from that angle is just being able to get out of an early caution, early wreck, fortunately no broken toe link for you, and then be able to get back to the front. Obviously, you didn't want to be in any, but it's much better to be in that wreck early in the race than later with, 25 to go, and then you're getting mashed to pieces out there, which unfortunately Trevor Earhart ended up at the back of one of them.
Yeah, me and Trevor were about to put on a show right there. I think he took right sides only, which, I mean, he was going to beat me out of pit road for sure. And he'd be a little bit slower than me, but it was really hard to pass. So we were setting ourselves up to beat and bang all the way to the finish there. And maybe neither one of us would have finished because we were looking forward to that all week. We were talking about it. So it's set up right for it, but unfortunately he sped on pit road, and then at that point I had Grant behind me, and I know Grant's just, I mean, he tried, don't get me wrong, but he was going to play it a little careful just to make sure he didn't damage his playoff hopes. And then Nick is kind of in the same spot there with being close on the cutoff line. So at that point, once Trevor was in that, I felt pretty confident, but honestly, up until then, I still thought someone else would take it.
Yeah, that was definitely a wild run there. I did let all the viewers know our top 8. Alex Berube made it after a 9th place finish here tonight. 3 out of the 4 4-star industry team members have made it. Unfortunately, Kevin Orlando did miss the cut. Boy, I hate to see that for you.
Just barely.
Yeah, Kevin, it looks like missed it by 4 points. Obviously, this is all pending post-race review to make sure there's nothing we need to look at here. But yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Kevin's on the outside looking in, and hate that for Kevin. And I had a tough decision there after the stage ended, and when I took tires, and I was so much faster than everyone else who had to stay out on old tires there, and I'm lapping cars, and I had a really tough decision whether to start lapping those guys, Kevin and Nick, and just decided I needed to do it for my race at that point, and hopefully that wasn't what made the difference for Kevin. Had a plan of teamwork going into this thing, and I feel like we executed that pretty well. Nick and I were working together at the end there just to try to get him out ahead of Grant and stuff like that on the restarts, but I don't know. There's only so much you can do, and Bristol's a tough racetrack, and at some point, when you're 2 seconds faster, you got to go. So, I don't know. I have to go back and look and see how much of a difference that really made.
Yeah, definitely got to be a mix-up here. I would say I would question some of the points here, Rob, is you've come out here in the in the round of 12 with 2 wins. Yet you remain behind Trevor Earhart, who only won the second race of this battle of 3. Any idea what's going on?
Yeah, just had some stuff get in the way of me being able to compete at Coda. Just kind of had to come out, run a couple of laps, and park it there that night. And so I mean that killed the points as far as like total points over the 3 races. So it's not really. It'll all reset after tonight, and I'll be back in first. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but I'll have another 3 bonus points for next round. I think I was ahead of Trevor before that to begin with, so it should all work out fine.
Oh yeah,
us,
I'm gonna put you on the spot here. You were actually behind him starting this race. You were behind him by 10 points, is what I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
With 7 wins, and you're behind Earhart with 4.
Yeah, that's all thanks to Coda. Like I said, after tonight, we'll re-rack all the points, and once you add all the bonus points and stuff, I'll be back to first place, above Trevor, where I belong. Tell him I said that. He'll appreciate it.
Well, I'm sure he's tuned in, if not already beside himself, coming in 8th place finish here. We head into Kentucky. We head to another cookie cutter. Then we've got the Super Speedway of Talladega. I get some mixed reviews from these guys on the next upcoming 2 races, where their confidence lies. I know nobody really that I ever talked to for race 3, the Lady in Black, the track that is too tough to tame, of Darlington. No one seems to like that egg-shaped track. So I always lean toward Kentucky and Talladega. And how confident you feel in each one of those? I mean, even with Talladega being such a toss-up track.
Well, Kentucky I haven't raced on forever because it's not on the schedule, on the real world NASCAR schedule anymore. So I have no idea really what this car is going to do there, but typically pretty competitive at those types of tracks, so I'm sure it'll be fine. Darlington's a track that everybody hates. I hate it too, but I always seem to have great results there. One of my biggest strengths is just not making mistakes, and that's a track that'll punish you bad for mistakes. So looking forward to that. I think we'll be fine there. Then having the big points lead going in, I mean, I feel really confident in making it to that final race at Phoenix. And then Talladega, where a lot of people are going to be scared. Honestly, I feel great with our team going to Talladega. If you go back to Daytona, the 2 Daytona races this season, you go back to Atlanta Super Speedway this season, and I believe we had a Talladega race earlier this season too even. You go back and look at that stuff. I mean, 4-Star Industries and whoever we're working with have dominated those races. Our strategy is better than everybody else's. We work better as a team than everybody else. We've separated ourselves from the pack. We've been in contention to win all of those races. So, I mean, I think we're sitting pretty for Talladega. Really, none of these races are too much of a concern right now. But with that said, something bad can happen in Kentucky and change that in a heartbeat. So we will not count any chickens before they hatch.
Oh, yeah. Well, taking a look at the 4-Star Industries team, you guys combined have 8 wins on the year. So that is pretty impressive there. I think Team BDE is sitting with 6. Justice Murphy with 2, Trevor Earhart with 4. So,
well, it's crazy to bring that up because I feel like Caleb could have another win, maybe 2, maybe 3 on the season. He's had that type of pace. And then Nick has been in contention for a couple of them as well that he could have won. And then I've got a couple wins that I feel like I backed into this season too. So, I mean, it could easily be flipped around quite a bit as far as 4-Star Industries and who's winning those races. But obviously proud to sit at the top of the charts as far as wins go as a team.
I'll definitely got to be feeling pretty confident on that. Go ahead and give me a shout-out here, Rob, because we got to get you guys ready for that cookie cutter track of Kentucky.
Yeah, so first of all, I want to shout out SimTraX. Normally I save you guys for last, but this is the SimTraX Mixing Bowl 250 tonight, so I want to start with you guys. Appreciate you guys being here every week for us and putting on a great broadcast. You guys are awesome. And so, and we thank you for your support as well. You know, throwing your name behind a race here means a lot, so we appreciate that. And then Chapman Environmental Services, obviously, sponsor the league. They also sponsor my car. Super happy to get them in victory lane tonight. Both of the races, I've had an opportunity to run to the finish in this round in our blackout Chapman Environmental Services scheme have won the race. So we'll continue rolling with that. A lot of times you change this paint scheme, you start feeling like it might be bad luck, but it's working right now, so we'll keep it. And then Butt Kicker, got to shout out Butt Kicker. And it kicked my butt tonight a little bit, a lot of bumps here at this racetrack, so it was it was a good time. And then Ultimate Siding and Gutters, always got to shout them out. You know, they help us out. David Buell and the contribution that they do really helps us with being able to have prizes for these races and have trophies for guys at the end of the season. So, you know, big shout out to all those people. And then just to wrap it all up in a nice bow, got to shout out my family, my wife, and my buddy Sean. I don't know if he was available to watch tonight, but if he was, shout out to Sean. Love to see him in the chat after the race. So I think that's about it, Patrick.
All right, man. Well, I know Sean Lattin has been pretty quiet as of late, man. I know. I
Yes.
didn't know if he had something going on. I haven't seen him in a few
Little shift
weeks.
change. He's been busy a lot of nights on Wednesdays recently. So
All right, well, we'll definitely keep an eye out there for him. Hopefully, he'll be rooting you on for Kentucky. Great job tonight, Rob. And I just, once again, I hate to give you that good ego stroke here, man, but I just don't know
That's
what
all right.
can
You can
really
do it.
slow you down here.
He doesn't mind.
you can do it. It's all right. It's all right. We'll take it in stride.
All righty. 53 Ford of Robert Rader. Great job tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Patrick. Stella, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, everybody. There's Robert Rader. Got it done here tonight. Once again, victory lane for the 53 machine of Robert Raiders. We're taking a look at him doing his little burnout here before the end. I wouldn't say little. He left plenty of rubber. Yeah, he left plenty of rubber out there on the concrete track here for the race at Bristol. Grant Thorpe ended up second, Nick Alves third. Like I said, on the points, Earhart, Rader, Gilbert, Thorpe, Burns, Murphy, Alves, and Berube have made it above the cutoff. So Kentucky, Talladega, and Darlington, you want to talk about tightening and making it even crazier, that's what we're going to have on these upcoming runs. I definitely expect a whole lot of crazy stuff here, Stella. Really, kind of, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to that brand new track. Well, new for us, new for me, maybe. Kentucky. I want to see some shakeups happen.
Yeah, well, it's definitely going to be a shakeup. I know Berube just barely making it off the cutoff. He's going to be looking for a win, and I don't know if he's in desperation mode like he was at Pocono, but he's definitely going to be trying. And I know one of them, Talladega is a toss-up. If you don't win it there, but once you don't win at Talladega, you've now got the lady in black, and that is not where you want to be at Darlington, preying on a win there. So once again, Raider coming away with another win here in the Racing Revolution League. Chapman Environmental Services couldn't be any prouder than that. 53 machine winning it yet again. Just so amazing here. But from all of us at SimTraX Broadcasting, we appreciate you joining us here at Bristol for the SimTraX Mixing Bowl 250. There's a reason why I called it that, and you see it now. Out there in the chat, Serkovich, Logan Romney, Terry Earhart, all you guys out there checking out there in the chat, even Alex Aviation right here at the end. Appreciate you guys joining us. I will catch you guys not for the Racing Revolution next Wednesday, but if you're looking for me, I'll actually be with the Doghouse Racing League on Thursday. Chicagoland is where we're going to be, a shutdown track, mind you. But we're going to be racing there, open wheels, and a lot of the drivers that you see here tonight, some of them will be joining us over there. But from all of us here at SimTraX Broadcasting, Patrick Morrison here, Stella alongside of me, we appreciate you joining us here tonight. Be well, be safe, be kind, and I'll see you guys all next time.